Hi, my name is Zulkarnain Kashem. I'm from Indonesia and I'm one of AIESEC's exchange participants to Melbourne, Australia. I was interning in a marketing firm arranged by AIESEC Monash and AIESEC Universitas Indonesia. Prior to interning in Australia, I have never left my home country, so it was a very overwhelming experience for myself having to adapt to the different lifestyle away from my family and friends. Honestly, I was really homesick, nervous and lacked confidence when I first entered the workplace at Melbourne. Given Bahasa Indonesia as my first language, speaking English on a daily basis was a hard task for me to swallow. The Australian accent was difficult for me to understand as well. But I questioned myself whether taking the risk of coming to Melbourne was worth it or not. Fortunately, it was the best decision I have made in my life. There was many things that were different to what I was exposed to back home in Indonesia. The work culture is more casual and not rigid, and the line of communication is simpler. Work ethics, rules, and regulation was also more strict. However, most importantly, during my time interning at a marketing firm in Melbourne, I have learned three key things. I understood that there are certain circumstances beyond my control as part of my job. I have to learn to accept and react to changing situations. The process of work in Australia is very different to that in Indonesia. So I had to learn to embrace the new working culture and procedures, doing things outside my comfort zone. This was an extremely tough task. I had been accustomed to the Indonesian norm, but I had to overcome my fear and step out of my comfort zone. I achieved this by having an open mind. The importance of an open mind in the 21st century is very important because if one has it, one can realize and learn many things with a clear mind and discover things that they wouldn't have previously. And their judgment is also based on their reactions to it rather than ignoring or neglecting to follow or understand. These skills have definitely strengthened me more as an individual and will hopefully prove an added value in the work industry in Indonesia. Secondly, I also learned to not be afraid to speak up. In Indonesia, I was not used to giving my opinion on certain tasks or situations to my boss because I was afraid how he will react to it. I feared if my boss will think I think low of him and this will cause bad workplace relationship, and even worse, I may be out of my internship or job. Besides, I have been accustomed to there are only certain ways of doing things. However, in Australia, my peers encouraged me to speak up. My opinion was valuable. They wanted to hear what I had to say. They empowered me to start questioning situations rather than turning a blind eye. The significance of speaking up in the world right now is very important. Many people are afraid to speak up to what they believe and society fails to progress. Even this also contributes to the failure of business progression. I became aware that although I'm one voice, there are other voices around that would also think what I think, but they're also afraid to speak up. Thirdly, I also developed leadership skills. Although I didn't lead any team during my internship, I learned how to be independent in a new environment. I learned how to fit in with new people at work and how to conduct business at a professional manner. During my time there, I had to cook every day, wash my clothes every weekend, and I started maintaining a healthy lifestyle by going to the gym, cycling in the weekend, and taking the stairs to my office. I believe I have become a better leader to the young Indonesian society. I've had the experience to start somewhere new, away from the comfort of my home and my family, and claw my way of being one of the company's best interns. I learned from one of the industry's best, overseeing their work and how they manage and support their subordinates and make sure they feel motivated. I have learned to persevere, develop interpersonal skills, strong work ethics, and diligence, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. These leadership qualities I have learned. But overall, the one key aspect I learned is to adapt. To adapt to a new environment, adapt to what I'm capable of, adapt to new skills that I never knew I had, and adapt to my new understanding and adapt to different situations. I wouldn't have unlocked my potential if I hadn't stepped up and gone through the exchange program to Melbourne, Australia. I learned so many valuable things that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Hopefully, I will apply it to my life and share my life experiences to my close friends and family and inspire others. For those who are scared or unsure if the experience is worth it, don't be. That mindset will never move you forward. To be a purposeful citizen of the world, one can't be scared of what is actually out there in the world, because not only I learned the skills that I never learned in Indonesia, but I achieved self-actualization that I believe had made me a more useful human being and a better member of society because I have learned to adapt in a rapidly changing world. And I will definitely miss Melbourne and hopefully we'll be coming back soon. And I thank AIESEC for giving me the opportunity to have an amazing experience.